welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be talking about what it's like to have a tic attack. So if you guys also have Tourette's, then you'll be able to relate to this, hopefully, and if you don't, then you'll get to learn a little bit more about Tourette's. And by the way guys, this is just my opinion of this is just my experiences and what happens to me when I have my tic attacks. It could be completely different for other people, but this is just like how it happens to me and how I feel and stuff like that. So the main thing for my tic attacks is that when they first start happening, it just literally just gets rid of my ability to focus. Like, I have the hardest time in the world focusing on anything when I have a tic attack. And it's mostly because that using all of the energy to cough and always like having different tics going off at different times and being nervous what other people think and like trying to distract myself all at the same time, it's just like a lot to try to do. And when I'm still trying to like listen to what's going on, because it usually happens when I'm in a place where I'm like listening to someone talk or like school or stuff like that. So it's definitely like focusing is one of the hardest things to do when you have a tic attack, because you're just like, there's just so much going on in your head at the same time. It completely just come out of nowhere sometimes. Like, sometimes I can feel slowly as my tics, or I'm about to have a tic attack, because I start taking, like, it starts to get more, like I start taking more and more, and then all of a sudden it just kind of like keeps on going. Or there's other times where it can just come out of completely nowhere, where I can just immediately start off with like a really loud tic or a big tic and just like go on from there, and I did not expect it or did not think it was going to happen. And when you're having a tic attack, it's just pretty much uncontrollable. It's like, so for me, during the day, just like a regular day when I'm ticking, like, because I tick throughout the day, just like usually my normal smaller tics that are like more common that happen throughout the day that are completely less noticeable, are like my eye rolling tic, my little breathing tic, my arms moving, my hands, and like my neck tic, like everything that's going off that like happen throughout the day. So those are just like little things that I don't even like notice I do sometimes. But when I have a tic attack, they're a lot bigger scale tics, or I don't know if I would call them bigger scale, because honestly the ones that are the most annoying for me are the smaller ones that I do like every day. Even though I don't sometimes recognize them, there are times that they can become a little annoying that I will start recognizing it, because I do it throughout the day. But when I say like bigger tics, I mean like ones that make the most noise, or the ones that when I'm having a tic attack, it usually happens a lot and I have it consistently happening, like, and it's like my clearing my throat tic, or my my laughing tic or something like that, because that happens a lot when I'm having a tic attack. But throughout the day, usually I can semi-control it and have it down to like a minimum. I can't stop them, because stopping them altogether, if you guys have seen the video I did kind of trying to holding your tics challenge that I did with Megan, there's 2 of those videos actually out if you guys want to go check them out. But yeah, those videos show how hard it is to stop ticking altogether. If you're thinking about ticking and you're trying to stop, it's a bad idea. You can't. Like, there's like no way to actually physically stop your tics if you're thinking about them. So when I have semi-control over them is like when I was younger and I had to when I was like leaving school because of my tics. As I got older and I got out of that situation, out of them being like not as bad, when I went into high school, I was so motivated to not tic that in some ways it just kept me from ticking in a way. So I had like a tiny bit of control, and I think over time I've just become more used to that. But there are still times that I have tic attacks that I just can't control. I can't do anything about it. It just happens out of nowhere. Sometimes when you have a tic attack, new ones can show up. Like, I've had times where I've been in a tic attack and I've had this like a weird tic that I never do just literally happen. And it's weird, because if you like usually know your tics, like I have a lot of tics and I can name them all off, but when there's a new one, it's kind of scary at the same time, because you're like, oh no, please tell me there's not a new tic coming out of this tic attack. Because I've done times like I've done the kawaii tic, where you just yell kawaii, and because it kind of sounds like it kind of sounds like some of my tics. And it's like my laughing tic, or like it's like the same kind of feeling of a tic, and I've had that happen before during one of my tic attacks, and it didn't stick. So I don't do that much anymore. Like, I feel like if I were to have a really large scale tic attack, then it's possible that I could come out, but I think the thought of like thinking about it after it's happened once is probably gonna like try to make me do it more. And that's like another thing, if you're around other people that have tics and you're having a tic attack, you can completely start like mimicking their tics. Like, that's the thing with Tourette's. If you see someone do their tics, you can start mimicking it, and it's really weird how that works, because we already know that if you see someone ticking, that it sets off your tics, or something that kind of reminds you of Tourette's. Like, I have at times where this kid in my class or someone has like a really sore throat or something, so they're coughing and clearing their throat a lot, or even just like reading about it, and you're thinking about it, and all of this is happening, and it can completely provoke your tics. So if you have like someone else who is ticking and you're around them, you can start mimicking their tic. That's why when you watch videos with people with Tourette's, you will like probably start ticking. Like, I've done that before. Like with me, if you guys are watching this video right now and you're watching, which my tics aren't very, normally when I have videos where I talk about it, but not even like lately, my tics are a lot more escalated, but they're becoming more calm with age. So I'm not ticking like my bigger tics that I usually have during tic attacks when I talk about it as much. They still go off, and I am mostly cutting them out of the video, because you don't really want to keep those in when I'm just like in the middle of a pause and I cough and then I start talking again, because I don't know why I would keep that in. It's like if other YouTuber that doesn't have Tourette's like was to keep in a sneeze, like there's no point in keeping it in. A lot of things that provoke my tic attacks are like nervousness, if I'm like uncomfortable, sometimes even when I'm happy, because when I'm really happy, my flexing tic goes off, where I literally, a lot of you guys related to this last time in one of my videos that I talked about it. It's where I usually do this and I flex for a couple of seconds and I can't stop. I just start flexing, and it always happens when I'm happy. Like, if something happens and I'm really happy, it'll probably go off. Like, I shouldn't say always, because there's been plenty of times where it hasn't, but like a lot of times if I'm like, it's usually like when you're watching this is where it happens the most. When I'm watching a movie, it really sets it off. When it's like a happy ending, and I really enjoyed the movie, I'll be like flexing, and I'm like, it's weird. Like, when I really enjoy something, like a movie that I'm watching, I'll like usually flex or something, but it's just a weird tic. I don't understand it, but it's how it works. That is all I have for you guys. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and comment down below. If you guys have Tourette's, then tell me a little bit about it. I read all of your comments, guys, and I love to see when you guys tell me about your Tourette's. If you guys like this video, then please hit the subscribe button, because I post every single Saturday, guys, and if you guys want to be notified every single time that I post, hit the bell button down below as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all next week.